Yippie-ki-yay, motherfucker. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back, and Merry Christmas Eve. To celebrate, I am checking off a movie that a lot of people consider a Christmas classic because it takes place during a Christmas party on Christmas Eve. If you know my posting schedule for these videos, you know that this probably should have been posted last Sunday, but since today is Christmas Eve and the movie takes place during Christmas Eve, I thought why not post it on Christmas Eve? And I will be keeping up with my schedule and doing another video next Sunday as well, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. So let's get started with a very quick summary. A New York cop travels to Los Angeles to visit his nearly ex-wife at her company Christmas party. When a group of German terrorists takes the party hostage and robs the CEO, John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, steps in to save the day. I feel like the first of this movie is such forced exposition, and it's so obvious. Like on the plane, the guy telling him to take his shoes and socks off when he gets to wherever he's going, telling the limo driver that he's a cop, talking to the guy at the front desk saying that the party is like the only people still in the building, and then the CEO saying that the building isn't even finished. So of course that he's going to be running around construction sites barefoot while he's trying to save them from something because he's a cop. And that's what cops do in movies with cops in them. Going back to the barefoot thing, like I said, he takes his shoes and socks off as per the recommendation of that businessman he was flying with.
Fish with your toes.
So, of course, he's going to be running around barefoot. And then the additional half the floors are incomplete. You know he's going to be running around barefoot on construction sites. That's going to play a factor into this, but it honestly doesn't play a factor into it until Hans Gruber, played by the amazing Alan Rickman, but we'll get to that, and I feel like I just slurred his name. Anyways, you don't really get to the fact that he's barefoot, or it doesn't really play a factor very much, especially running around through these construction sites, until Hans Gruber shoots all the windows out in one of the office spaces.
Shoot the glass.
That's the only time his feet are in any sort of danger or hurt. I mean, they get dirty while he's running around the construction site, but have you been to a construction site before? There's nails and splinters of wood everywhere. Like, he's going to step in something and be hurt. I don't know. It's an 80s movie. And I just want to take a quick second to talk about some of the actors in this. I'm going to be talking about the three main actors: Bruce Willis, Carl from Family Matters, and of course, Alan Rickman, who plays Hans Gruber. First and foremost, Carl from Family Matters. I'm pretty sure his name is Carl in this movie as well, I think. And he also plays a cop. Granted, they're in Los Angeles instead of Chicago, like Family Matters, but I feel like every movie I see this guy in. I think his name is Reginald Van Johnson. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I feel like in everything he's in, he always plays a cop. He's Carl from Family Matters. He's just, that's, I guess he's a typecast character just like Bruce Willis, I am assuming, because he plays a cop and all things, and I feel like I just said the same thing 50 different times. And then Bruce Willis. I am not super fond of Bruce Willis. There's movies that he's great in, but I feel like he's just a stereotypical action star, which, according to the book, it did talk about how this was his first action star and he was just the star of a TV show before this. I feel like his action star stereotype comes from Die Hard. And it's really great. He's a great action star. He's great in Die Hard. And I will get to my thoughts on the action and the Christmasness of this movie in just a second. But Bruce Willis, great. He has great comedic timing in this, which I never really thought of for Bruce Willis. Very weird, but it's really great. I love it. And he has such iconic moments that, like, if you watch a highlight reel of most iconic shots in movie history, a lot of the shots from this movie could be in that with Bruce Willis, including the clip I have chosen for this video. Bruce Willis in general looks so much younger. Granted, this movie was from 1988, and he is, do the math, 30 years younger than he is now, but Bruce Willis with hair is so strange to me. I don't think I've ever seen him not bald. It's very weird to me. It's a new Bruce Willis that I like. I wish he would come back. But then he'd be wearing a toupee, and it would just be really weird. So maybe not. Bruce Willis just stay bald. And now we get to my favorite person in this entire movie. Okay, not my favorite person. Carl is my favorite person in this entire movie. But my favorite person, actor-wise, in this entire movie, Alan Rickman. Rest in peace. I know him and love him as Snape from Harry Potter. He's such a great actor. He's so sinister, and he just has this quality about him that is a great villain, but at the same time, you don't really know what to think of him. But that's just Harry Potter. But in this, he is a great villain. That scene where he tricks, I don't know if he actually tricks Bruce Willis into thinking that he is just one of the hostages that escaped or not. I think Bruce Willis was maybe onto him in that scene. It was kind of hard to tell. It was a little iffy. I feel like Alan Rickman plays both the bad guy and then the helpless guy very well in that scene. I feel like he shifts from the helpless hostage to Hans Gruber so seamlessly. It's really great. And at some points you can feel the Snape accent slip out into his Hans Gruber accent. But speaking of accents, his American accent when he is the hostage is so crazy. I don't think I've ever heard him use an American accent, because everything else I've seen him in, like Love Actually, he still has a British accent. So it's very weird, very cool. So now what everyone has probably been waiting for are my thoughts on, is this a Christmas movie or is it not? Honestly, I don't feel like it's a Christmas movie. I just feel like it's a movie, a great action movie at that, set during Christmas. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Christmas. When I think of a Christmas movie, I think of a movie that is just all about Christmas. Like, even It's a Wonderful Life to me is a Christmas movie, even though it's like set in Christmas, but it embodies the Christmas spirit and what Christmas is all about. And the same with Edward Scissorhands. They're both movies that kind of just focus on family and loved ones and things like that, while being set during or around Christmas time. A lot of people don't consider those two movies Christmas movies, but I don't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. I just consider it a really excellent action movie. And to back up my point, I feel like they kind of point this out at the beginning of the movie when John McClane first gets into the limo driver's car. He sits up front with the limo driver and they're talking, and the limo driver puts on some music. It's just like some kind of rap song, and John McClane says,
You got any Christmas music?
This is Christmas music.
and the lyrics go on to talk about Christmas, which kind of echoes what this movie is all about. It talks about Christmas, you can see Christmas, but it's not necessarily Christmas, if that makes sense. That's how I see it, and I feel like that's kind of how the movie sees it as well. A lot of people will watch this during Christmas because it's a tradition for them to watch it during Christmas and celebrate this as a Christmas movie. I totally understand that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I watch movies like The Santa Claus and The Grinch not during Christmas, even though those are standard Christmas movies. But it's also movies like Edward Scissorhands and It's a Wonderful Life that I like to watch during Christmas, and I'll watch Edward Scissorhands any other time because it's a great movie. But it's movies like that that aren't necessarily Christmas movies, and I think I just lost my train of thought. I do that sometimes. I just start talking and don't know where I'm going. Anyways, let's get to the clip. The one I chose is one that a lot of people will think about when they think about Die Hard, even if they haven't seen the movie, including myself, because they've probably seen it on a reel of greatest shots in movie history. And that is all I have for Die Hard. As always, these are just my opinions, but I would love to know yours. Do you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Is it a movie that you and your family like to watch during Christmas? I think I might add it into mine just for nostalgia's sake for this video, because I had so much fun watching it, but it's not a movie that I would save just for Christmas. It's a fun action movie that I would probably watch any time of the year. And if you want to know which films I have watched or just follow my progress, you can check the Google Doc in the description down below with a list of all of the movies that I have watched. For next week's movie, which will be next week, like I said at the beginning, I will not be breaking up the rest of the schedule. Even though this video is a week late, I will still be doing a video next week. And the movie I chose, I wanted to do something really fun and funny to start off the new year, and I chose the Muppet movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, whoever you are. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking about holiday movies, action movies, all kinds of movies, new movies, old movies, all of that fun stuff, and TV shows and nerdy stuff as well. So I really hope you join me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!